So, Satou Sabally to the Fever. Now, that is an interesting one. That is a very, very, very interesting one because there is like one player that I would say makes the Indiana Fever like out of nowhere. Like that makes them I'm not going to say contender, but I'm not going to not say contender. It's the one player that I would say gives Indiana Fever the brightest future because Satou's like 24, 26 years old. She's coming into her prime and she is a free agent. So before we get on to it, you guys aren't new to the channel, subscribe. We are one subscriber off 38k. One. Only one. If we could hit that by the end of the day, that would be insane. But yeah, so Satou Sabally, when she was, I think this is on Instagram, but on TikTok, she was asked about Dallas, and she goes, someone said, Satou, please stay in Dallas. Either way, I'll always support. Dallas will always be my first real American hometown. Like, not Dallas is my home. Is my home. Dallas is my American home. Dallas will always be my first. Doesn't sound good. And then she only liked 8 comments out of like hundreds. And the 2 of the comments were, Fever will welcome you. Would love to see you with the Fever. Now that's interesting. Now that's very, very interesting. So, what is likely to happen is I think Satou wants out of Dallas. I think Satou Sabally wants to be gone. And I think one of the reasons why is because Dallas are kind of going nowhere. You see, this might all change if Dallas land Paige Bueckers. Like, if Dallas land Paige, this might change because she can make the Supermax. She can make the core Supermax in Dallas. And you can have 2 core players on your roster. So you can have, like, if you trade for them. So, for example, if Kelsey Mitchell gets cored and Satou gets cored for different teams, you can trade for Satou. And Satou is no longer cored. So she's still, I think it means she's still done her 1 year of core. But you can still core her another year. So coming into 2026, what's likely going to be the case is you're probably going to have to decide one of Satou or Kelsey Mitchell. Because you're not going to be able to give, I don't think you're going to be able to give 4 max contract players. And if you do, you've got nothing around them. Especially when Caitlin and Leah need their maxes. But when it comes to Satou Sabally, if Satou Sabally is available, she has to be the number 1 free agent option. She is on the same timeline as all the other players. She is, like, Kelsey Mitchell's what? Am I right in saying Kelsey Mitchell's my age? Kelsey Mitchell is a year older than me. So she's what, 28? She's pushing 29. She'll be 29 next year. She's got 2 more good years. Because of the way she plays. Maybe 3 more good years. Satou is 26. She's probably got 5-6 more years. And she played like an all-star last year coming back. But the thing is that imagine you put Satou, a versatile defender, great shooter, great slasher, great at drawing fouls. You put her in the Nalissa Smith position. Like, one of Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, or Caitlin Clark is going to have to almost defer to Satou. And I think it's going to be Aaliyah Boston. Because I think Aaliyah Boston next year, I think she's going to average like 10, 10, and 6. I think Aaliyah Boston playing the, like, do it all. Because, like, in the WNBA, we saw with Alyssa Thomas, like, averaging a triple single, like Alyssa Thomas nearly did, isn't seen as a negative as long as your team's winning. So Aaliyah Boston doing a bit of everything is going to be seen as a positive. So it's not like the NBA where stats mean everything. I think Aaliyah Boston's going to become a stat sheet stuffer. I think we're going to see if Satou comes spreading the floor. But the Dallas Wings are going to core Satou. Like, what has never happened in the WNBA is a team forcing a player to stay against their will. That has not happened before, and I don't think it's going to happen this season. And I don't think it's going to happen with Satou. But what I think is going to happen is they're going to core Satou. And I think the Indiana Fever are going to have to give Nalissa Smith, because Satou, like, they need a power forward. And I have a weird feeling that by the time of the draft, Kiki Iriafen is like out of that top 2. I have a very weird feeling. Everyone's like, oh, Kiki's going to be second. I have a feeling Kiki Iriafen is going to be out of the top 2. That's my bold prediction. So I think you're going to end up getting an Alyssa Smith in a trade with a Cord Satou. And then you can use that pick, that second or third pick, whatever you have. Maybe you can find a desperate team. Maybe you can find a desperate team to trade down with. Maybe you can trade down to... my camera is gone. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. And we're going to go to the backup camera. But maybe you can trade down to like... let's just say... who's at 5? The Valkyries. Maybe you can trade down with the Valkyries to 5. And you want, say, Olivia Miles. Or you want a point guard and you're happy taking like Rory Harmon. You're happy taking, what's your one's name? Georgia Moore. Like you're happy taking one of those at 6 if Olivia, or at 5 if Olivia Miles falls there. And suddenly you're now looking at Golden State and you're able to go from 2 to 5 and get maybe Golden State second, which is going to be a high second round pick. And in a deep draft that matters. So suddenly you're going to probably be able to get who you want, an actual point guard. You're going to have an Alyssa Smith at the 4. You're going to probably keep Tiara McCown at the 5. You're going to keep Enrique. You're going to keep JC Sheldon in that starting lineup. And it's like, you've got something. You're building something there. And if they get Paige Bueckers, I think Satou's going to stay. Because if you have Paige, Satou, and Enrique, if you have Paige in a rookie deal for a year longer than Caitlin Clark is on a rookie deal, if you have Paige, Satou, and Enrique, I'm sorry, like, you just need, if you are just go and trade Tiara McCown for something. Get off Tiara McCown, find a center that can spread the floor a little bit. Heck, find a power forward that can spread the floor a little bit. Keep Satou, keep that 3. So I don't think she's going to muscle her way out of Dallas until the draft. Until the draft lottery anyway, because everybody knows Paige Bueckers is going number 1. Unless Paige Bueckers tears her ACL again, she's going number 1. Like at this stage, if she tears her Achilles, she's probably going number 1. Even though it's a worse injury, it's not the same injury. Because there's that big of a gap. Like Paige Bueckers is like, when we're talking about best guard prospects ever. Especially, well, realistically, since I've been watching, which was like, what? I'm trying to think when I started watching, which was like 2013. I'm trying to think of guard prospects that are even would be close to Paige Bueckers. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is a better guard prospect than Paige Bueckers. Like, let's not get it twisted. Caitlin Clark is a better guard prospect than Paige Bueckers. But I will say that outside of Caitlin Clark, Ryan Howard, no. No one in 2021. Kennedy Carter, obviously not. 2019, Jackie Young, no. Like, since, other than Paige, like, the last time you're looking at someone with near the hype of Paige is Skylar Diggins, who Paige is still a better prospect than her. Like, you probably got to go back to, like, a Taurasi to find a better guard prospect coming into the WNBA since Paige. So if Paige is there, I can see Satou staying. If Paige is not there, Satou is highly likely going to go. And I think she's going to try force her way to either Indiana or New York to play with her sister.